Mr. Eleonora, you work for a very successful startup, as far as I've heard. What do you think makes a startup a good startup, a startup that can attract really good investments?
Well, I think that it's an interesting question because sometimes being successful requires you to stick to your vision. Even if maybe in the beginning not all the investors understand it, even if sometimes the market even doesn't understand it, but if you really believe in it and if you really talk to the entire team, so this is not about one individual, not me, but if our team really believes in the vision, we stick to it, and then you see that the market and the investors, they come around, because that's what our experience has been, is we stuck to our vision, we remained disciplined, we survived some very tough times, and now we are seeing the acceptance in the market and among the investors.
Thank you. And I know that last year you visited Armenia. What did you see? What is your impression? How big is Armenia's potential to get his position on the world market of investments?
I think Armenia has an amazing opportunity. I loved the country when I got there. Obviously, I was guided by Ms. Emma Arakelian and Armen Kirlopian. I was lucky enough to see quite a bit. We did a lot of tours, went around Yerevan, outside of Yerevan, saw the nature. I was able, for example, to taste the food, specifically tasting vegetables and fruits and understanding the explanation why vegetables and fruits look different and taste different. It's because of the water that you have. I think that's one of the most critical things. You know, in our panel just now, someone says we don't have oil, we don't have gas. I wanted to say yes, but you have water. That's more precious than oil and gas. And so, you know, that I thought, first of all, that's a big thing. The second thing is that I saw, you know, a professional population, very well educated, very motivated, and looking to do bigger things. And I think ambition is one of the first things that's important, because if the population, if the people, if the professionals don't have the ambition, then no one will drive, right? The other thing that I saw is, you know, I was lucky enough to visit with several of the universities, the American universities as well as Polytechnic, and they have excellent academic programs. They produce excellent STEM graduates, so meaning, you know, science, technology, mathematics. And so because of that combination of being a country where it's a great climate, it's a very safe place, it has great food, great culture, it's welcoming, but also you have very strong academics. It gives you all of the ingredients to be a player in the global stage. And sometimes being a player in the global stage doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has to come there, but sometimes everybody has to know about it and work with companies in the area. In my particular case with my company, we are looking to do a transaction so we can have an Armenian presence. And the reason why we're doing that is because we feel that Armenia as a hub for the region, and the region being Europe, Middle East, Africa, and also near Asia, we feel that Armenia is the best location because it's the easiest location, it's in the middle. Because of the religious background of the country, it's very open, very flexible, and because of the safety, and then the academic quality of the young talent there. So I think Armenia has fantastic qualities. Oh, and the other thing is, for example, so I'm from a very small island. I sound like I'm American, but I'm not. I'm from the Caribbean. I'm from an island called Curacao, so anyone who wants to look it up. And so when I look at that country, right, we have some people from Curacao who are famous sports people, for example. They play baseball in the United States, they play football in Europe. But Armenia has billionaires who have created big technology companies, big architecture companies, and all these things. And I think that that's another element that Armenia has that is very unique. You have, you know, probably I would say at least 24, maybe 36 billionaires around the world who have Armenian roots. So you have the element also of capital that you can bring back into the country to help grow your entrepreneur class. And I think that's fantastic.
During the panel, you said that many people have not heard about Armenia, and even some people are afraid to go to Armenia. What is your recommendation? What should Armenia do to change this situation?
Well, I want to be very respectful about this because I'm not Armenian, so I can't tell the Armenian government what to do. But I just think when I tell people that I've been in Armenia, their reaction is, "Oh, was it safe? Was it war? Was it?" And I say, "Where do you get this idea? Why do you think that Armenia is a violent place? It's not at all. It's a very calm place. It's a very safe place. It's a beautiful place. It's a very welcoming place." So I don't know why people don't know where Armenia is. They don't understand who Armenia is. For some reason, people think Armenia is in the middle of a war zone, and it's not. So I think maybe it's just because where the geographic location is, where you have, Iran, Iraq, Azerbaijan, Turkey, and so on around you, that these are countries that are involved in a lot of conflicts internationally, and people think that therefore Armenia must be as well, but they don't realize that it's not the case. They also don't realize that because of your geography with the very high mountains, it's not very easy for someone to come and fight, right? They have to really want to fight. So all of these things are things that I think contribute to people not understanding the true nature of Armenia, and it just needs to be somehow branded and communicated. My island where I originally was born and raised has the same problem. When I say Curacao, very few people know where Curacao is, who we are, how multicultural we are, and that, for example, we have a connection with a country like Armenia, right? So both of us have to do a better job of letting the world know where we are, who we are, what we have, how beautiful and how welcoming we are.
Good luck to both of our countries.
Yes.
Thank you very much.